Well, so we'll start with that, and then we'll get into what old Dickbag here has to say. Yeah. Did you look at those numbers? Look at those numbers. Okay. Now listen to what old Dickbag, walking wire, agent, spook has to say.
And I'm pleased to report that today the United States has the strongest economy, the strongest borders, the strongest military, the strongest friendships, and the strongest spirit of any nation anywhere. We have the greatest economy right now. A lot of people don't see that. But if you look at what's happening with all the factories, AI, auto plants all over the country being built, that if you would have thought about that 2 or 3 years ago, you would have said it was the opposite. They were all leaving. Now they're all coming in. They're all coming back and then some. And I think that we can honestly say, and I think you're going to see it even more so over the next 12 months, that this is the golden age of America. This is the golden age.
You say all that, but then we look at this. I don't know. It's a little fucked up to me. Maybe it's my lying eyes. Don't believe your lying eyes. Oh. Fucking spook.
So much tumult. And that is how you get authoritarianism in.
Yeah.
Get everybody scared. And then...
Well, that was a speculation about why the borders would be open in the first place. Why would you want an increase in crime and danger? Why would you want people to know? Well, because that's the best way. And then defund the police so that there's just ultimate chaos. And then you get to a point where people are willing to do almost anything to be safe.
So look...
And then there's tanks in the streets, right?
What do we do, though? I mean, I think this is like the...
Well, you can't ever let it get that bad, first off, right? Can't ever let it get bad. Like if someone said, we're going to get the National Guard, and we're going to go through Scottsdale, Arizona, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Scottsdale is beautiful. There's like nothing happening here at all. Well, that would be nuts. So that it has to get so bad that people are like, you know what, let's bring in the military. And then a bunch of people are like, fuck yeah. So you got to let it get real bad. And you got to put people in place. If I was an evil wizard running the world, if I was a puppeteer, I would get super incompetent people and place them throughout the Pacific Northwest and have these people just be the most inept politicians of all time, the dumbest policies that keep ruining cities everywhere they go, but yet everybody still supports it because they're all in a cult. And just let that play out for a decade or two. Let it get to the point where it's just mad chaos and homelessness everywhere. Defund the fuck out of the police. Basically have no police. Basically just no jail. Just everybody try to be nicer. And basically like maybe they robbed because they needed food, okay? Maybe they just wanted bread for their family, right? And then just let it deteriorate to the point where you can bring in the military. And then you lock it down. And then you fund the resistance so that they attack the military so you can spend more money on the military fighting the resistance. And you kind of spar, sort of like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. You don't really go at it 100%. And then you just keep this fucking party rolling. And you have ultimate control over the entire civilization under their own decisions. Like they decided to have it this way.
Oh my God!
It was their own choice.
That is.
They would take that over danger, and so you make the danger worse and worse to the point where you'll give in, and that's literally what they try to do.
Do you know?
I don't think it's Republicans, and I don't think it's Democrats, folks, and I think that's where they're getting us.
That's it.
I
results in conflicts and civil war, as you say, and then the elite will say, well, now that the people are fighting, before they think this through and come for us, the real problem, let's send them to die in stupid foreign wars. And you say that we will see all 5 of these things happen, maybe in a slightly different order, but they do kind of cascade. At this point in the life cycle, you either get war or revolution, you say, and to avoid revolution, the elite will opt for war. So what are some recent events that you might cite as evidence that these predictions are well on their way to coming true, especially the foreign wars aspect?
Well, I mean, first of all, in American domestic politics, you have tremendous political polarization. And this polarization creates gridlock. So, today in America, they've shut down the government. That's one sign. Another sign is that for the past few months, Trump has deployed under Trump. It's still lower than that under Obama. So then you ask yourself, so many agents are being deployed, but not that many immigrants are being deported. Well, why is this happening? And the answer, of course, is that Trump is trying to create a police state. You also have the deployment of National Guard units to major cities in America. You have massive clampdown on social media, right? So recently, TikTok has been bought by Larry Ellison, and we can expect major changes to the algorithm. And so people's ability to express themselves will be severely limited. And of course,
you do whatever you want, dude. Okay, that's what it like. Since the Patriot Act, everybody's been spied on, and then fucking when Obama, when Snowden came out.
Snowden, that podcast with Rogan back in, I guess that was 2019.
I wouldn't even know if it wasn't for that. I wouldn't really think about it.
One of the most insane podcasts ever recorded. Like when you hear him lay it out that simply with evidence, it's like even if you're someone that thinks he did something wrong,
you got to be a cow. You got to be a fucking cow brain to go, well, it's wrong that he did that. No, fuckface. Dude, right now. But I don't believe like regular people are like dumb to the level you would think from watching TV and internet shit. Everybody's getting paid to be a certain way. Okay. So when Trump won in 2016, I remember he's going to speak. He goes, I'm with her. That was Hillary's slogan. I'm with her. And he goes, what? He goes, I'm with you.
Yes. It was brilliant.
My ex at the time was like, oh, he's going to win because here's a real simple concept. He's going, I'm here for you. I'm not,
right.
You don't have to support me. Right. Well, guess how quick it switched to, are you still loyal?
100%, man.
Right after the Epstein thing. Are you still loyal?
Dude.
Fuckface, I was never loyal. You're supposed to work for me.
Kurt. On what planet?
Yeah.
Like Donald Trump, one thing you have to say about him is he's the most poll-aware politician I've ever seen. The guy knows every poll that's going on at any time. He knows where the temperature is on people and what they're feeling strongly about or not strongly about. Yet when it comes to the Epstein thing, he does whatever the complete opposite of the polls are, which leads me to say, here's
the problem. By the way, but he has an accuser in that Epstein thing. I don't know if that's real or not. If it's not real and it's just he's protecting the people that are still protected, that's worse. Dude, you're not even guilty of that too, and you're protecting the power structure?
That's why I don't think it's that.
I got told by somebody crazy, and I didn't want to believe it, and I don't believe it. I hope that's clear. That Trump was just the white square on the Freemason checkerboard, and you're still in the fucking thing no matter what, motherfucker. So he's just, instead of the black square, he's the white square. You hear about white hats and black hats?
Yep.
What kind of horse shit? No, there's no such thing as that. It's either they're going to force you in that stupid paradigm or you're just not going to be in it. So right and left. I don't understand why that's a thing. I know it goes to it's from the French Revolution when they were chopping off heads, like somebody sat on the right and left. Why are we using that? And also, why is it that it's so either or? Like, I'm neither a man nor a woman. I think I made that clear when I came in.
Oh, you don't identify.
My gender's a spectrum, but my politics are either or. There's only two politics. Who's also a Harvard professor, one of the most respected polymaths of his day.
Carol Quigley?
He was given cosmic level clearance by the CFR, Council on Foreign Relations. So the president...
Cosmic level clearance?
There's nothing about aliens in it or something. It's just a name.
You say cosmic.
It's above Q. There's Q clearance, and then there's cosmic clearance.
Okay, so Carol Quigley, can we hit the Wikipedia, the CIA Wikipedia? See what they have to say about him? It's on the right side. Yeah.
So he didn't know they didn't want him.
Hold on one second. He was an American historian and theorist of the evolution of civilizations. That sounds deep. He is remembered for his teaching work as a professor at the School of Foreign Service at Georgetown and his seminal works, The Evolution, Civilizations, and Introduction to Historical Analysis and Tragedy and Hope, A History of the World of Our Time, in which he states that an Anglo-American banking elite have worked together for centuries to spread certain values globally. An Anglo-American.
Yeah, the Anglo-American World Power is the second book he wrote later after he went through a lot of shit for writing his book. And it's amazing, his story. Anyway, I have the original version. So they put out an edited version. So here's who's behind the big New World Order thing. It's that, as we know it now. I'm sure it's changed since then, but Cecil Rhodes,
I know that name. Yeah. Let's pull him up.
The father of apartheid.
Yeah. Let's pull that up for people.
The inventor of the concentration camp during the Boer War. This piece of shit. And you'll see like weird, like, you know how there's like a far right homosexual movement for some reason of guys that are like far right. The media trots them out. Like you should be like, oh, these far right people are scary.
And then they're gay.
Every single, without fail. I've never
like openly gay or have a wife and
or it comes out later. The one guy, remember Christopher Cantwell from Charlottesville, the guy that was crying. They called him the crying Nazi after that
when he had the torch or whatever.
So now he makes gay porns, gay Nazi on Jew porn. They're all gay, dude. You can see it in 5 seconds. Like, is everybody crazy? Everybody. So
that's
anyway,
an actor. That's something.
No, dude. So Cecil Rhodes' story is he's one of 12 fucking kids, some religious thing, and he knows he doesn't want to waste his time with girls, so he becomes a colonial guy.
Wait. Doesn't want to waste his time with girls, so he becomes a colonial guy to fuck dudes?
Of course, that's why they did that. All these rich kids, dude, the basis of it, dude, Alexander the Great.
He was gay.
Well, they didn't have gay back then, but he definitely fucked dudes. I mean, he was definitely dominant.
Ptolemy?
I'll give him that. Yeah, Ptolemy. It was the Hawk Tuah of his time, was Ptolemy.
I remember turning on that documentary on Netflix where they have like the actors, and I was like, oh.
No, they stressed.
Like 5 minutes in, I was like, wait a minute.
But in Persia, he was called Alexander the Accursed. He wasn't called the Great. Why is he great?
The Accursed?
Yeah, because he conquered their shit. Yo, why is he great? Because he took some people's shit? That's what's good about him. Oh, that's great. And he was gay? He's the best. Anyway, here's Sir Cecil Rhodes, who liked.
Can we pull up his Wikipedia?
He liked a nice BBC, and his group founded the BBC.
Cecil Rhodes was a British mining magnate and politician in southern Africa who served
behind
as
De Beers.
the prime minister.
De Beers he bought their name.
As the prime minister of Cape Colony from 1890 to 1896, he and his British South Africa company founded the Southern African territory of Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe and Zambia, which the company named after him in 1895. He also devoted much effort to realizing his vision of a Cape of Cairo railway through British territory. Rhodes set up the Wait, he's the founder of the Rhodes Scholarship? That's
right. Funding from who? Rothschild & Co. That's cool.
Wait, where's that?
Right there.
Oh, yeah, there it is. So at 18, he entered the diamond trade at Kimberley in 1871, and with funding from Rothschild & Co., began to systemically buy out and consolidate diamond mines. That's not weird at all. All right, let's go down to personal life. See what.
Wait. Go. So his big goal was to make the world England. You've heard that in like movies and shit.
Yes,
that's him.
With the rise of international anti-racist movements like Rhodes Must Fall, Rhodes' legacy is a matter of debate in this day. Critics cite his confiscation of land from black indigenous population of the Cape Colony and his promotion of false claims that southern African archaeological sites such as Great Zimbabwe were built by European civil...
Okay, so he's a piece of shit. And so he invented concentration camps, the Boer War. It's in The King's Man, the prequel to Kingsman. They show us in the beginning, and it's in Tragedy and Hope. The pictures, it looks like Auschwitz, but it's white and black people. It's really wonderful. So this piece of shit.
Anyone that just wouldn't get behind what he wanted to do.
It's the Boers are the fucking Dutch settlers in South Africa, and they fought. Apparently, Lethal Weapon 2 didn't cover the whole history of that. I found out. I was surprised.
I mean, listen.
There was more to it than Lethal Weapon 2.
Even when you look at like what Prince Leopold did to the Congo and stuff, and the numbers, no one talks about that.
Mark Twain did. Mark Twain even,
Yeah, when? Fucking 150 years ago? That's what I'm saying. Like, no one talks about it now.
King Leopold, right. Well, no, because now is a convenient time to like... It's always good to point at Africa and be like, look at...
Damn it. Sorry.
Whoa, I got to take a leak, by the way. Really bad.
All right, let's stop. One second. Gotten in Afghanistan somehow.
And then I would imagine the drug culture. I mean, the toxic brew of that sort of lawlessness matched with the fact that a lot of these guys were hopped up on all sorts of drugs at the time too. So when they get back and they lose that compass, as you mentioned, I guess it was easy. And did they have access to the drugs in Afghanistan? Were they able to create the pipeline that was coming back? Was that evident in your reporting, or did they just find pipelines when they got back because like this criminality was too attractive?
I think that the drug pipelines, at least the ones that I was able to pin down, because it's needless to say quite opaque, were from all over. Yeah. But certainly there was heroin coming from Afghanistan to Fort Bragg, between the Kandahar airfield and Fort Bragg, to some extent. Timothy Dumas, the soldier I mentioned, the support soldier, the supply guy I mentioned a moment ago, he after he was kicked out of the military for failing a drug test, there's probably more to it, but that's what they said. He sat down and wrote a blackmail letter in which he described a drug trafficking conspiracy based at that same airfield, the Kandahar airfield, in which, according to him, there was a ring of soldiers in the special forces who were trafficking heroin on U.S. planes back to the United States. And he wrote this with the intent of getting his pension reinstated because he had been deprived of his pension. But of course, he was murdered before that document ever came to light, and I wasn't able to get my hands on a copy of it.
Yeah. He was an extraordinary story, an extraordinary character in your story. I want to leave some time for audience questions, so I just have just a couple more, and I promise I'll move it over to the audience. I guess what really struck me was, you talk quite a bit about the lawlessness and the cover-up of this extrajudicial behavior. Here, okay, let's go back. We're in Fort Bragg now. When Mark Lekashar is killed by Billy Levine, it's immediately covered up. He doesn't do a day in jail, and the entire the special forces community, just circles the wagons, and there's layer upon layer of authorities that have to be involved in these kinds of cover-ups. And it's not only the murder, but numerous other deaths, rapes, wives abused, people mysteriously disappeared, DUI and drug-fueled assaults, car crashes, they're all shushed up. All of this impunity takes, like I said, this cooperation of many layers, and it's kind of scary. The question, I guess and it's a simple one, is why? So for what purpose does the system lock down, the wagon circled, to essentially allow this dysfunction at this level to happen, and it almost becomes institutionalized? Why?
I don't think it's out of any concern for the well-being of the soldiers who are implicated in these cases. One of the reasons why I focus on Billy Levine is because I really see his as a tragic case, someone who was used for this purpose as an assassin again and again. And then, when he comes back and he's not able to control himself, he loses his temper and shoots and kills his best friend.
And just to interrupt for a second, his best friend is also Special Forces. Mm-hmm. He's a Green Beret, right?